Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today's video, I'm going to focus on AI analysis, using AI in Play MFL to maybe give yourself a bit of a tactical edge, speed up some processes and just aid you in becoming the best version of the club that you possibly can be. All the means that I've used AI so far is to do processes that you could do without AI, if I'm really honest, but AI allows you to do it faster, give you a second opinion, and just generally speed up the processes in which you normally would do, such as squad depth analysis, maybe assessing the quality on the transfer market. And I do believe there's an avenue for formation analysis as well, which I have dabbled with previously. We'll see how we get on today's video, because I'm capped at 15 minutes for making videos at the moment, so I want to try and stick to that time limit. But if it's something you're interested in, do check out today's video, have a look and give me some feedback, let me know what you think. And also, while I'm here, I am going to keep plugging this. It is my referral link. You sign up using my link today, a link will be in the description. You get a free player, I get a free player, everyone's happy, and if many of you as possible can do so, then maybe I'll get some of these nice new shiny versions of players as well. But AI analysis is something you're interested in, stay tuned. So the first thing I used AI analysis for was evaluating the squad depth and the quality I've got for the formation that I want to play. You can do this yourself, obviously. I have done it myself manually, and then I wanted to use AI and get further insight and see and cross-check that with my own analysis. So navigate over to your player section in your agency. Obviously, you can do this in your club if you've got players already in your active club, and export this to a CSV file. I have been making use of ChatGPT, but we're just going to start a fresh one here. What you can do here is attach the file that you've just downloaded. Here we go. And you're going to put in a prompt. I've got some pre-prompts ready, so I'm just going to copy and paste to save you time of painfully watching me typing it all out. So here we go. I'm giving it certain parameters, things I want it to focus on. The more you give it, the better quality it will give you in terms of analysis, and it will also learn over time what you are looking for. So I wanted to evaluate the strength of the squad, give it parameters around squad size and minimum requirements for goalkeepers, told it a formation, specific roles. I'm not going to expect it to know precisely what roles I play. And then the extra bit here that was important for me was I want to be able to rotate my starting 11 entirely out with that massive drop in quality the team I'm able to put out. I'm going to start letting that run. Sometimes to take a shot, it takes a moment or two, so I'll come back to you once it's ready. So I've just come back to a previous project where I've worked on this, and I'll give you the sort of output it gave me here. It gave me a similar sort of breakdown of the information, listed all the players out, what he thought the best, strongest 11 was, and then I gave it another input. So I have aimed to have the ability to rotate the squad without major loss in quality team I can play. I believe I have enough players to rotate all 11 players, starting players, but would you agree with that statement? Then it gave me this, which I'd come to an agreement on one of the roles, but he gave me more food for thought. So it felt I was covered for these positions here, but it suggested actually maybe look into these roles. I'd identified straight centre back as, when I did it manually, lacking quality for rotation. DM, I hadn't picked up the same sort of thing. I thought they'll do okay, but when I looked at the analysis it had done about the variance in the quality, I noticed actually I'm missing a trick. And that is now giving me more food for thought to reassess my transfer strategy now, moving into the new season, and have I got the depth that I actually want. So next thing I'm going to move on to is use in the transfer market. As you might be able to spot it down here, it's something I've already trialled with, so we'll be back in a second. So now let me walk you through how I've used AI to analyse transfer targets in terms of what's out there on the marketplace. So the first barrier you're going to have to overcome is you need to be able to give AI data. At the moment, there's not a lot to work with. You could theoretically copy and paste some of the information here, but there's not a lot to go on, and it's going to be very superficial. So what I like to do for some settings, and I'll walk you through super quickly in what order I would do this. I'm going to sort by overall to begin with. These guys are way out of my price range. I'm not going to be going there. So I'm going to set myself, I don't know, a budget of $5. Maybe you're working on a bit of a shoestring budget like myself and you want to experience the game in a slightly different way. And then I'm going to specify a position, because it's identified earlier we need a DM or a centre back. I'm going to go for centre back. I need another centre back. What is out there under $5 based on the total overall? You might be aware, but if you are, overall is not always a good indicator of how good the player is, because it depends on where the stats are weighted as to how good that individual is. I've got a CB, for example, who's got 28 for defending and really high stats everywhere else. And he doesn't really cut the mustard. So get it sorted out, what position you want, what price you're going for. You can whack on some more filters if you want to save AI some time, maybe an age cap, things like that. But what I am going to recommend you do is you switch it over to table view. Loads more data to look at now. You are able to copy and paste from this page here. As you can see, can't highlight anything as I'm going through it. So the best recommendation that I found for this is screen grabbing, which most window tools will have this on there. I do zoom out as well to 75%. It gives me a larger data sample size. The image is not too pixelated then for AI to be unable to do the analysis I want it to do. Simply highlight the section I want, copy and paste, and I'm just going to drop it over here into the AI tool. I've already blue peated it and given it what I'm looking for. So here's a screenshot of top rated defenders under the price of. It lists their attributes in the screenshot. I want players ideally under the age of 28 with pace above 50 and defending above 50. Who would you recommend? I said I'd blue peat this and I've done a horrible job of that. That's not spell recommend, but I don't care. Let's go. So it'll run the analysis. It doesn't usually take too long. It will literally crawl the image, analyse the data, and work to those parameters. You can give it more prompts, give it way more specifics of what you're looking for. But here you go. It's going to start scanning through. Here we go. So it's listed recommended defenders, as in it meets all the criteria. It's highlighted them, but it's noting the fact the age is not cut off. And here's the bit down here. It's going, okay, Battaglia, Zuari, and Galvao are the 3 recommendations in terms of what's out there. So if we go back to the market, let's find Battaglia. He is 54 rated. It's ignoring the 56 rated up there. 52 pace, 54 defence, meets the criteria. It's an option for me to consider. Let's have a look for another one. Zuari. Where is Zuari? I can't see him for looking. There he is. 55 pace, 52 defending. I can't give it height, unfortunately, because it's not listed in the data sample here. But I don't think height is currently in the match engine as a factor, but I'm just a stickler, football manager principle. I don't like defenders under 5'10". I need them at least 5'10". Not them heightest. And then Galvao is... Where is Galvao? Here we go. 53 pace, 52 defending, 5'9", so that's a no-go. So of that data sample, there's only the one player I personally would go to. But then you can repeat. You could load more rows, keep going down, screenshot the next sample, and literally just go, can you repeat? The same thing, but for this image. And you can start building yourself a shortlist. You can also do this just with the open market. So if budget's not really an issue for you, you want to be browsing the market, like what's just come onto the market, what's good value out there. Going to go for no filters, no position, nothing else. Has it done the filter one? No, it hasn't. Here we go. Newest listings, here they all are. And I'm going to ask it to do the same analysis. I'm just going to grab all that information, and there's a real mix there of ratings, price, and everything else. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And I'm going to grab the prompts I want to give it. Here we go. So can you assess the quality of the players in the image attached based on the quality of their attributes, the overall cost against the value they bring to the role, and identify any good value players based on their cost and the quality they bring to their playing role. And let it run that analysis, and it will just do the same process again. It will scan the image, it will pick out all the data and start identifying what it believes a good value as a result of. So it does give some information here. So it's an elite quality player but very expensive, not value focused. Interesting as it goes through. And here's the top examples it's given us. So the best one it's given us here is elite for age and output, worth the price, Mr. LeBon, $20. Where is LeBon? Here he is. He is 6'3", left wing, left mid, 72 pace, 58 shooting, 61 passing, 73 dribbling, 28 years old. Not sure I would refine that in terms of age as being really good value, but you could give it specifics. You could tell me, I want you to evaluate the age of a player based on being 28 or under, 25 or under, whatever it is. But you can see how this process can keep being repeated to start picking out shortlisted players. Last one I want to touch on is AI analysis for formations. Be back in a moment. So the last thing I wanted to cover was AI analysis for formations. For full transparency, I used the data that was put online by MFL Coach, which is the link you see here. I'll leave a link in today's description. It's through MFL Assistant, I believe. I reached out to them on socials, asked if they didn't mind me including this in the video. They very graciously said yes. I really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you. If you want to support these creators, like many are doing in the community, do feel free to buy them a beer. As I say, the link will be in today's description, but I'll show you the data that they published not too long ago. And here's a breakdown of 24,000 matches, don't know how they had the time to do all that, of the formations deployed against the formation of the opposition and what the outcome was in terms of success rate and things like that. So if we hover over one of them, here we go. So 352B against 343, 40% over 43 matches. Click on it and it'll give you a breakdown of what that looked like. So 43 matches overall, what the win percentage was, what the draw percentage was, and what the loss percentage was. So you can see that breakdown. I then converted the data here into a spreadsheet and made use of the information like this here because I wanted to be able to download it as a CSV file to then upload it to AI. Here's the spreadsheet that's been imported, asked it to do an analysis, and it ran through here all the different information and it pulled out the most successful formation. So I'll just expand that table for you here. It's saying that it believes the highest average win rate was for 433 false 9, then 343, etc, etc, etc. There are parameters that you need to look into further because you adopt the 433 false 9. Are you going to start winning every single game? No. Tactics are going to be the most important part of all of this. I'm coming over to the competitions page because how I personally like to test the strength of mine and test my tactics out is to navigate to the training matches section. So if you haven't done that already, here's where it is. You go in here, you load in a formation, you put in the team instructions, you pick from your roster, as in your agency, not the current club you might be managing. So you can pick out your strongest 11, put them on the pitch and see how it does perform and get repetitions in. I think you can run a match every 3 to 4 minutes. You could start it, navigate away from that page, go do something else and initiate another one. So you can sort of stress test this a number of times, but really tweak and play around with those formations because I've found having the right players for the right position, for the right type of role you're going to deploy is imperative to success. So yeah, if you have enjoyed today's video, you've got any questions or you want to ask anything further, do reach out to me on my socials. More than happy to chat anything through either Play MFL or your implementation of AI within the way to play the game. I'm going to plug this one last time, my affiliate link. If you want to follow it, it'll be in today's description. If you've enjoyed today's video, give it a like. Feel free to give me a subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.